Ladies and gentlemen, you are not at all ready for this. Information has been leaked that proves Ripple will soon win its case against the SEC. The reports have also been confirmed by Ripple's CEO. This is the best sign ever for going up. There are experts who say the XRP Ripple coin could go up to $4,813, and they even give exact times. Doesn't it sound interesting? Watch this whole video. Let's get right to the point without any more nonsense. Nota bene, the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit is finally over. The SEC lawsuit is finally over. It was one of the most important and closely watched court cases in the history of cryptocurrency. Both Ripple Labs and the Securities and Exchange Commission have said they want to end the case, which has been going on for 4 years and has been the subject of many court cases, regulatory arguments, and news stories. But while crypto Twitter is already celebrating, the truth is a little more complicated and might be more important than most people think. Recently, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, revealed that the company would drop its cross-appeal in the lawsuit. This came after the SEC dropped its own appeal in March. A lot of people in the crypto space thought this was the real deal. Influencer Jungle Inc. wrote something on X that made Red Rover go crazy. It was thrown out by the SEC on March 19. Ripple stopped making its cross-appeal. The court case that was one of the biggest in the history of crypto is over. But Mark Fagel, a former SEC enforcement lawyer, quickly stepped in to correct the record. He said that even though plans to fire have been made public, the official firing has not yet happened. So, he wrote back, "No, that didn't happen. Most likely the SEC still needs to vote to drop the appeal, which they will do without a doubt, but nothing has been thrown out yet. The case is still legally open in the eyes of the law, but everything points to it ending soon." This last part of the case is the end of a story that began in December 2020, when the SEC said Ripple's sale of XRP coin was an unregistered offering of securities. In July 2023, Judge Analisa Torres made the historic decision that XRP was not a security and that programmatic exchange sales were allowed. This was one of the biggest legal wins for the crypto industry to date. Even so, Ripple's direct sales to institutions were found to have broken securities rules. Still, the decision made it possible for XRP to be listed again on US platforms, which sparked interest from institutions again. After that, the penalties phase took a long time. At first, the CC wanted $2 billion in fines, but later lowered its claim to $105 million. In early June 2025, Judge Torres turned down a settlement that Ripple and the CC tried to make together. Many people saw Ripple's choice to drop its cross-appeal as a smart move. A sign that it is ready to move on and get back to work, leaving the ECC and the court to handle the last steps of the process. What's on the other side of the case, on the other hand, might be even more interesting. A lot of people think that XRP could finally reach its full promise as a bridge currency in global finance if regulators made things clearer. A well-known figure in the XRP community, Captain Redbeard, recently tweeted something that said it all. The doors are making noise. The key is XRP. Clear rules, global passageways, and Wall Street's eyes on everything. When this thing opens, money will move like it never has before. Are you ready for a second chance, or are you hoping for one? That question is not an argument. Behind the scenes, banks, payment providers, and even central banks are looking into how to use blockchain-based assets to make international transfers faster and cheaper. In fact, XRP was made to do just that. This time it was Crypto Bless who sent out another tweet that showed how big the chance could be. A new SEC document shows that XRP has a lot of promise. A tweet says that a US Treasury plan shows how XRP could help build a Bitcoin reserve system, free up $1.05 trillion in capital, and cut fees by billions of dollars. Good news for the future of crypto. No matter if those numbers come true or not, it's telling that XRP is being talked about in such high-level policy talks. Ripple isn't just a business fighting in court anymore. It will have a big impact on the next wave of financial infrastructure. Everything about XRP put it up best. Both Ripple and the CC are giving up their arguments. The case will finally be over. The company may not have moved forward officially yet, but it has in a way. and XRP might not be a coin with legal problems after the last vote and the court's approval. It could be the link between the old and new systems, bringing money, certainty, and trust back into the system. Of course, we can't end this without talking about what the top crypto experts think about XRP next. You think the end of the case is big? Fool. Wait until you hear what they think will happen with prices and what they think will happen with the market. A few of these predictions? They really do sound crazy, but they might not be too far off. This is not what you are ready for. Okay, Jack. If you tweet, "You will become an XRP millionaire this year," the Rippler didn't hold back. It's not just a joke. It's an idea that's quickly catching on. Trader Steph added fuel to the fire by saying, "This next XRP breakout will blow your mind." And Mmonix warned everyone that altcoin season is coming, which is something that many experienced investors say all the time. Don't rush things. It took a long time to build Rome, but while tweets get people excited, it's the predictions based on data that really make you think. An investment company called Valhill Capital put out a valuation study that shocked even the most optimistic XRP users. Using a complex model called the Athenian-Michnik model, they think XRP could be worth as much as $9,000. Its fair value could hit $4,813. Take that in. This model isn't just a quick estimate on the back of a napkin. It is based on economic theory and uses real-world data, such as the fact that there are 700 billion transactions every day, that settlement times are 1 second, and that the time frame is 5 years. So, ending in 2030. It's even more interesting because it doesn't just value XRP because it can be used to send money. It sees itself as a possible way to keep value, which was previously dominated by Bitcoin and gold. This makes sense. Since as more people use XRP to send money across borders, more people will hold it, which will decrease the amount that is available. That shortage makes prices go up, which makes people hold even more. A cycle that could turn XRP into a deflationary digital currency that can be used in the real world and has huge upside. A prediction of $4,813 per token is made by the model, even with its most timid assumptions, such as the idea that XRP will only account for 10% of the global payments market. And that number goes over $9,000 when the market for stores of value hits $1 quadrillion. Not likely, perhaps. Not possible, not really. In the beginning, people laughed at the thought of Bitcoin worth $50,000. When Ethereum sold for less than $10, it was thrown out. Now that the financial world is more unstable, XRP has the technology, institutional backing, clear legal guidance, and a use case for global payments that makes it more useful. Don't just roll your eyes when you hear these crazy statements. Learn about the model, the physics, and the psychology. Because when institutional capital floods in and regulations are finally made clear, it might not just be the price of XRP going up. Isn't it crazy? But wait. We're only just beginning. Now we need to talk about Ripple's relationships, which don't get a lot of attention every day. They've been working quietly behind the scenes to set up a way to take over the whole banking system, not just in the US, but all over the world. It's hard to believe how big this is, from central banks to foreign payment corridors. You will not believe the people they work with. So there are quiet changes happening in the world's finances, and XRP is at the center of these changes. The great Lord XRP said it best. Banks can now legally do crypto-related things. XRP can't be held back for much longer. Hold on. This comment shows a fact that is becoming more real. Ripple's technology is breaking down barriers in foreign banking that have been there for a long time. And this wide acceptance by institutions could be the thing that sends the price of XRP through the roof. But why are so many banks interested in Ripple? The answer lies in Ripple's ability to fix some of the most annoying issues that come up with sending money across borders. People know that traditional foreign transfers are slow, expensive, and not very useful. It usually takes days to clear and cost a lot of money. With its XRP ledger, Ripple changes this by letting transfers happen in 3-5 seconds for a lot less money. This speed and low cost are huge changes the game. Banks no longer have to pay huge transaction fees and wait a long time to move money. Instead, they can do it quickly and cheaply.